you saw Arthur Smith's, or if you didn't see Arthur Smith's comments after the game, as the Falcons go into their bye week, okay? He talked about, we're going to evaluate everything and this, that, and the other, and talked about the quarterback position. We're going to evaluate everything, okay? Look, at this point, it's time. You're down to your last 4 games of the year, and to at least give you something to look at, okay? Because let's make this very simple, okay? This is the year of our Lord 2022. You have to at least be competent in passing the football in the NFL. Right now, we are not competent. This is the stat that just, forget the 20 attempt. This stat blows my mind, okay? 20 yards or more in your pass attempts. Pass attempts that travel 20 or more yards. Those are considered long throws. So you're 20 yards or more, okay? Marcus Mariota has 14.9% of his pass attempts that go for 20 yards or more, okay? Why I bring this up is last year, Matt Ryan, who threw it 560 times with all that, only was at 9%. But this is what's staggering. Let me run down for you all of the quarterbacks who have a higher percentage than Marcus Mariota as far as percentage of their pass attempts that go 20 yards or more. Okay? PJ Walker's one of them. I'm not going to count him only because he's made 5 starts on the season. I mean, with all due respect, that's not, at this point, that's barely a third of your schedule that he's played. Okay? So these are the 3 main guys who have a higher percentage of deep ball throws of 20 yards or more than Marcus Mariota. Justin Fields is 17.5%. Russell Wilson is 16.7%. And Aaron Rodgers is 15.6%. Okay? That's the only 3 quarterbacks that huck it downfield at a higher percentage than our guy sitting there with his 26% completion percentage of passes or more 20 yards. Can't find anybody, doesn't matter how open our guys are, can't complete a pass, can't do all of this. This is where it's getting to be ridiculous. These are the numbers to look at, okay? These are the kinds of things where you say, okay, why do we keep, how can my quarterback who can't throw it accurately to anybody have the 4th highest percentage of deep throws in the NFL? We don't even throw it, and he's got the 4th highest percentage. Why is a guy who can't throw it to an open guy 10 yards downfield throwing it over 20 yards at a higher percentage than Tom Brady, Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes? Why? Why? Help me understand this. It's time to put Ridder in. Playoffs, miss me with that discussion at this point, okay? Does this team look like they're ready to go 4-0 down the stretch, win all 4 games, and win the division? Do they look like that football team to you? Be honest. Look in the mirror and say to yourself, they're ready to go 4-0 and win the division. Because that's pretty much what they have to do, is go 4-0 and win out. They're not going to win out. Hell, they may not win when they come back from break. When they're in New Orleans, then at Baltimore, then you're home with Arizona and Tampa Bay. Do they look like they're ready to go 4-0 in that stretch? I know, stranger things have happened. Okay, miss me with all of that. The coach made it clear that everything is open. Play Ridder, okay? I've been on the I'll trust the coach to why he wants Mariota. At this point of the season, we're in our last quarter of the year. There's nothing to be gained because we're not going 4-0, which is pretty much the math that gets you in the playoffs. So unless you tell me he's going to turn into Steve Bartkowski in the next 10 days, 14 days, then there's no reason to play him. All the metrics get worse and worse. And if you are in the NFL, a team when your quarterback throws it 21 or more times and you're 1-7 in those games, folks, that's not just a mythical number anymore. That's the trend. You can't keep living in that world. Well, it could get worse with Ridder. Sure it could. What's the difference? What if it gets worse? It gets worse than my quarterback, who's got the 4th highest percentage of deep throws in the league that can't hit anybody, can't make a play. What do we talk about with the Redskins game or Commodores game or Commanders or whatever the hell they are nowadays? Your best offensive play is not Marcus Mariota dropping back and throwing it. I don't care how open your guys are. I don't care what the play call was. That's not your best. And if it's not your best, start getting back to what you do best. Give it to 84. Put a competent quarterback in there. We're at the point where we are incompetent throwing the football. You can't be incompetent in the NFL. You don't have to be great. You don't have to be 90,000-yard Tom Brady. You don't have to be that. But you have to be competent. We're not competent throwing the football. That's on our quarterback. You can't keep missing. We gave it a run. It's gone as far as it's going to go, and I'm fine with all that. But now at this point, 4 games left. You're not winning the division because you got no shot in the wild card. You have no shot in the wild card, especially you're going to have a week off and teams are going to have a chance to jump even more over you. So forget the wild card. It's division or bust, as I told you a week or so ago. They look like they're ready to go 4-0 and win the division. Okay, then it's going to be time. And I heard Dave Archer say he expects Ridder to play when they come back. Okay? And yes, I am hating on Marcus Mariota because nothing about this is getting better. Nothing about the quarterback play is getting better. We're not becoming more competent throwing the football. There's no problem with being a heavy run-first offense. The Titans did that when Arthur Smith was there. They had a 2,000-yard running back that they fed, and they were opportunistic in their passing game. They weren't incompetent in their passing game. Falcons are incompetent in their passing game. I don't want to hear about Pitts and all this other nonsense. You have plenty of guys who can catch the football and be competent. You can throw all kinds of short, quick route, one rethrow, short, quick route, one rethrow. All of the things are there. But we don't have the ability to do all of that stuff. That's the part that is so frustrating and aggravating. It's time to start Ridder. Go ahead and let him play these final 4 games. I don't want to hear about if he struggled. Who cares if he struggles at this point? He's supposed to struggle. He's an NFL rookie quarterback. Justin Fields, that you guys love so much, is in his 2nd year stinking it up. They don't win a game. They can barely win a game with him. Take your lumps. See what happens. At least you'll start to find out what your quarterback can't do. I watched Johnny Manziel and Brandon Weeden. I knew they couldn't play quarterback in the NFL. I didn't know all the things that they could do, but I knew what they couldn't do. I knew they couldn't start for an NFL franchise. They proved that out. If that's what happens, fine. At least prove it out. At least go through the scientific process of mixing the chemicals. And if it blows the beaker up, then it blows the beaker up, and we know what to not do moving forward. I want to remind you, after you make Hittin' Hard with Jon Chuckery on Locked On Sports Land your first listen, make Locked On Sports today your second listen. Biggest stories of the day, instant reactions, big game recaps, and the take of the day. It's available on Odyssey, YouTube, wherever you get your podcast from. Locked On Sports today.